I expect the vote will receive the same significant margin of support today as it did on Wednesday. Once senators agree to proceed to debate on the bill, it's my intention to offer the text.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. So we have a ton of news to go over in today's 4th stimulus check update. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. So claims for jobless benefits unexpectedly jumped last week, offering the latest reminder that the American economy and the labor market are not yet back to normal. According to the Labor Department, weekly jobless claims stood at 419,000, adjusted for seasonal swings, climbing by more than 50,000 and exceeding economists' expectations. The disappointing figure is the highest claims level since mid-May. Last week was also the survey week for the government's jobs report, making the timing of the data disappointment even more notable. Folks, do you believe that President Biden and the Democrats and the Republicans should step up to the plate and help out the American people? Do you believe that a 4th stimulus check is necessary? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Now, Andrew Stettner, senior fellow at the Century Foundation, noted that the initial claims have plateaued around 500,000 per week. Jobless claims data has been noisy during the crisis, as millions of workers lost their jobs in fraudulent benefit applications distorted numbers. And if you're behind on rent, you should already know the national ban on evictions is set to expire on July 31st. But what you may not know is that the government's last 2 stimulus relief bills set aside around $50 billion in emergency rental assistance for people unable to pay for the housing cost. The money has been crawling its way to Americans, so there's an enormous amount left for renters in need. The US Treasury recently disclosed that just $1.5 billion in rental aid was paid out in June, though that was more than the previous 3 months combined. The Treasury admits that the distribution of funds has so far been too slow. The department said in a news release that there is still much work to do to ensure tenants and landlords take advantage of the historic funding available to help cover rent, utilities, and other housing costs, and keep people in their homes. Part of the reason the rental aid is being distributed so slowly is that it's being administered by over 400 local and state agencies, each with different staffing levels, technology, and know-how. It's hard to expect the same level of response from a well-funded agency in a big city as from an underfunded one in a rural area. And everybody, Congress did approve emergency rental aid in 2 stages, $25 billion as part of a stimulus bill that passed in December, and another $21.6 billion in the $1.9 trillion rescue bill that President Biden signed in March. Now, the National Low-Income Housing Coalition said the Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program includes an unprecedented amount of funding for emergency rental assistance to help renters stay stably housed. The coalition's website is maintaining a list of more than 480 rental assistance programs that are open across the country to help get the federal money to people who need it. Funding is available for renters who are struggling to pay rent or utilities because of the crisis. And if that describes the bind you're in, you should be eligible for help. The slow rollout hasn't been universal though. Some states are making tremendous headway in keeping roofs over the renters' heads. The Illinois Housing Development Authority, which is administering $1.5 billion in rental assistance statewide, distributed nothing to renters in May. In June, it was the second highest provider of assistance in the country. Folks, here's what you have to know surrounding your Social Security benefits.
The bipartisan agreement is a substitute amendment, making it the base of the bill on the floor. The Senate remains on track to reach our goal of passing both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a budget resolution, with reconciliation instructions before the start of the August recess. It's an ambitious deadline, absolutely, but the hard work put in by senators and staff means that we are on the right track to get it done. Given the bipartisan nature of the bill, the Senate should be able to process this legislation rather quickly. We may need the weekend, we may vote on several amendments, but with the cooperation of our Republican colleagues, I believe we can finish the bipartisan infrastructure bill in a matter of days. While our job is not nearly complete, I do want to take a moment this morning to recognize the sweat of our members and staff that our members and staff have already put in. Senators from the bipartisan group have worked long hours for many weeks to first reach and then finalize this agreement. I want to thank Senators Sinema and Portman for taking the lead, to the entire G22 group, as it's called, as well as the White House for helping pull all of this together. There's been significant work behind the scenes in order to prepare the legislative text. Staff members from our committees, the group of bipartisan senators, the Legislative Council have worked not just long hours, but endured sleepless nights to finish writing the bill. And the work I'm talking about, a massive down payment towards rebuilding our nation's infrastructure, will benefit our economy for years and decades to come. Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that upon the disposition of the Jadoo nomination, the Senate remain in executive session.
Without objection.
A billionaire pays the same amount into Social Security as someone who makes $117,000 a year. You got a multimillionaire here, somebody's making $50 million, somebody's making $117,000. They both contribute the same amount into the Social Security Trust Fund.
I come to the floor today to oppose the Democrats' reckless tax and spending spree. Democrats passed a bill, every American will end up paying more, and clearly pay more in taxes. Also pay more the cost that people are seeing it today at home. Goods, gas, groceries. These prices all continue to go up. First, let's talk about taxes. This bill would be the largest tax increase in the history of the United States. Actually, in the last half century. The bill raises taxes on small businesses, and that means higher prices on everyone and also fewer jobs. The bill raises taxes on farmers and ranchers, who will have a harder time in terms of passing down the family farm or ranch to their kids or grandkids. The bill raises taxes on savings and investments, so seniors will either have to work longer or retire with less. It includes trillions of dollars in tax increases. Yet, Democrats seem to be pandering to their elite donors. They made sure to include special exemptions for rich people in blue states and for the owners of electric vehicles. Now, a study at the University of California, Berkeley, clearly not a conservative university, they say that 9 out of 10 electric vehicle subsidies go to the rich. Go to the rich. 9 out of 10, according to Berkeley, go to the rich. Democrats also would give tax breaks for people making up to $400,000 a year for all sorts of things, including sending their kids to summer camp. Is that what the Democrats want to vote for? Tax breaks for people making up.
As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your amazing support. Now, if you are in support of a fourth stimulus check and President Biden increasing his Social Security benefits, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.